How's it going, everybody? This is BeatTheBush. Today I'm going to talk about how to quit your day job. Not everyone wants to quit their day job because it provides a nice sense of security. But even if you don't want to quit your day job, just allow this video to plant a seed in your mind that it might be possible. This video is brought to you by Moomoo. You can get 5 free shares of stock just for signing up and depositing $100. If you deposit $1,000, you can get 15 free shares of stock. Check out my referral link down in the video description below. When I was working at my engineering job, sometimes I fantasize about, hey, what if I'm an Amazon delivery driver or I go work at the warehouse? Something I did, by the way. First thing you want to think about is how much you actually need right now to support yourself. What is your minimum burn rate? The reason I keep my expenses so low is because it gives me flexibility. I go through great effort to minimize my spending to about, even right now, $1,500 a month, and I live in the Bay Area of California, which is a very, very expensive city. Looking at how much people spend on groceries, some people, even as a single person, they spend about $800 a month. That's like half my budget for everything, not just groceries. When you spend very little, you have very little pressure to try to generate revenue from whatever side hustle that you have. The less that you need, the more runway that you have in order to get your business off the ground. The next thing you want to think about is how much of a pay cut you're willing to take to migrate over from your current day job to whatever side hustle that it is. Before doing it, I was a bit stringent on that, right? I was making about $150K. So I'm like, okay, let me shave off like 25%, and that's the pay cut I'm willing to take, because the way I was thinking about it is, what if I switch over from my current engineering job to, let's say, a different company? They're offering me 25% less, but apparently it seems like the work-life balance is a lot better. Maybe I'll have a lot better coworkers. Maybe there's a lot of perks there. So I thought of it more like a job change, but this is completely different. After quitting my job, I realized that, oh my gosh, what have I been missing? I no longer have to commute. I no longer have to listen to my boss. How much is this worth to me? And in the ballpark in my mind, it's roughly about 50%. So you can see the change of perception here. After self-employment, I peg it as a lot more valuable to me. I'm willing to make a lot less just to keep my current standard of living. Now, a lot of tech workers might have experienced this already, or partially of it, from work from home, because you no longer have to commute. You suddenly realize, whoa, I'm at home a lot more. I don't have to spend maybe an hour every day commuting. You can take care of your personal business very, very quickly. You can cook better and healthier meals for yourself. You can be next to your loved ones a lot longer throughout the day. Before quitting, I highly undervalued the freedom. It's like you don't have a taste of it, but once you have a taste of what it's like, it becomes a lot more valuable. In reality, after being your own boss, it's priceless basically, because sometimes when you're sick, you can just take a day off. Like today, if I don't feel like working, I don't have to. Let's talk about how exactly you go about doing this. Your calling, your side hustle, you just gotta start a few things. For me personally, I started a blog, I started a YouTube channel, I even sold a whole bunch of things on eBay. None of those stuck except YouTube. I started a blog thinking that it might be a money generating revenue source, but after doing it a while, I realized, hey, I really don't like taking a bunch of pictures and writing a lot of paragraphs on a blog. It wasn't part of my personality. So I'd say you really gotta go and try a whole bunch of things and see which one resonates with you. I've been editing videos since high school, where I got like a mini DV camera, and you have to offload a whole bunch of data from these tapes, and it's about 20 gigabytes in 2008, which is a lot of data back then. And I've been doing it as a hobby, so it's kind of like my thing to edit videos. Some people might think entrepreneurship is a little bit risky, and it is, because sometimes your monthly income goes up and down, and maybe sometimes it might even completely disappear. Some people prefer a stable job, and I can appreciate that. Some people require it. Not everyone can stomach the financial risk, and not everyone can actually do it. And this becomes a competitive edge if you can do it. Some people are too lazy to do anything after work, and I'd say this is very, very difficult indeed. It's like having 2 full-time jobs. You know what you need to do, but you're too lazy to do it. If your body is tired, it's your mind that controls your body. You tell it what to do. So one way to overcome it is with sheer willpower. One time I heard my ligaments in my leg one time because I was chasing after fish on the beach, these grunion things in Santa Monica. But a few weeks later, I was trying to climb Mount Fuji and it hurted. I couldn't climb up anymore, but I really, really want to reach the top. So I'm like, okay, I decided I'm gonna do it. So then no matter how much it hurted, I just kept on climbing up. This went on for a really, really long time, from like 9 p.m. to the next morning around 4 a.m. So that's like 7 hours of hiking upwards nonstop.
We have almost ascended to Hachigome. We are taking a break and they're eating these crazy, what is that? Some soybean thingies. Some watashi mame thingies. For dinner. So then now we're at the top.
No matter how much willpower you have, everyone has a limited amount of it every single day. So you want to do harder things in the morning, things that are harder on your mind, things that are harder on your body in the morning. The easier stuff you save for later. So later on when your mind is tired or your physical body is tired, you can just sit somewhere, go on your computer and do the easier things. What kept me going on building the YouTube channel back then was the idea of breaking free from a job, the idea of no longer having to commute, and also not having to waste my time doing BS things at work. I just felt like there is probably something better for me to do, right? I don't care if they're giving me a paycheck, but all my efforts is wasted into nothingness. I'd rather get paid less, but for every single ounce of effort that I put out, it actually gets used. When you switch to self-employment, you really have to think about your time being scalable. An example of not scalable is like being an electrician or running your own food truck, which I am referencing the video I did 2 or 3 ago. If you have to be in a food truck every single day and making food all the time, that is not scalable. Although you might be able to make it successful enough to quit your day job, you probably have to be there 24/7 in order to run the business, right? So you have to think of it more of you need to hire chefs in order to cook for you and you pay them. So once you free up more of your time, you can maybe have 2 food trucks. So then this becomes a thing that it's more scalable because you can have multiple food trucks. The thing I would keep in mind is that you also want to have a competitive edge. You don't want your workers to see, oh, this makes a lot of money. Let me just copy all the recipes, start my own food truck, and off they go. They become a competitor and they start taking your business away. So when you make a food truck, it's probably a really hard business to be in. You need some secret recipe, some way of making the food, some kind of special sauce that no one else can copy, some process that is hidden from the people that you train. And so you can hire people to cook the food, but then they would not exactly know how to make the food from beginning to end. In the way of doing things, you can protect your business and scale your business upwards. Lastly, my recommendation is to not tell anyone about it because negative energy can affect your business. Some people might actually actively work against you. Maybe they have good thoughts, but they might accidentally try to help you in ways that does not really help you. People might get jealous, they'll give you negative energy, throw you off, and ruin your business before it even gets started. If the current boss knows about it, it might not be a good thing. You've seen people on YouTube all the time. Once their boss finds out that they have a YouTube channel, they soon no longer have that job, just like myself. Although I personally quit on my own, you have a lot of people that talk about their job, which is something that you should not do, and they get fired over these things. Sometimes having a YouTube channel is grounds for termination, especially if you talk about proprietary things or things about your current job. You guys might have noticed that I have a little T-Rex over here. Many people have offered to buy this guy. This is one of a kind. I cannot find a similar stuffed animal like this ever anywhere, and I know they made this in Taiwan, but that company no longer exists. This little guy is something I found when I was visiting Taiwan, and I actually found something very similar on Amazon. It doesn't cost very much. If you guys are interested, I'll leave a link to this product down in the video description below if you want to own like a little one of these, just so that it can remind you of the big T-Rex. There are differences between this guy and the one I'm linking. They're both green. This one has 2 teeth, one up and one down, and I think the one in the link only has 1 tooth going up, but they look very, very similar. If you ever go on Amazon and try to look for a T-Rex that looks like this, it does not exist. The caricature of having a big head, having this nonchalant, don't care eyes, it's like, I don't care what you're thinking type of look, right? It's just nowhere to be found. So check out my Amazon affiliate link for this particular product down in the video description below. Thanks for watching this video. Don't forget to give me a like and subscribe for more.